Good evening. Parashat Re'eh in Sefer Dvarim, the Torah tells us there's a positive commandment to give tzedakah, and there's also a negative commandment when you have the ability to give tzedakah and you don't give. The Torah says, "Patoach tifnach," surely you shall open your hand to the one who needs. And the Torah also says, "Lo takbotz," do not hold back your hand when you have the ability to give. The Gemara in Masechet the Baba Batra says a person who gives tzedakah, he is blessed with 6 blessings. On the other hand, the Gemara tells us that a person who does not give tzedakah, he averts his eyes. In Gemara 68:8 tells us the person who could give tzedakah and he pretends that he didn't see in order that he shouldn't give tzedakah. It's as if he serves idols, as if you don't see that God sees what a person's coming for tzedakah and you act as if Hashem didn't see and you didn't see. So therefore a person has to make sure not to be on the level where he holds back giving tzedakah. The Gemara says in Sechet Hanit that Anacham ish gamzu, we always used to say everything gamzu tovah, everything's for the best. He died a very horrific death. He lost his eyes, he lost his arms, he lost his legs. He got his whole skin full of boils. Why? Because there was a person who asked for food and he told him, 1 minute, let me adjust my donkey, let me put my stuff down, and by the time he wanted to give him food, he already died. So you see how a person can get judged, God forbid, if he doesn't give tzedakah according to what his means is. If he knows he can give, he should give. The Gemara tells us in Masechet Shabbat 63a that if a person wants to do a higher level of tzedakah, he shouldn't wait till your friend has no money and then he asks you for tzedakah. A person should go to him and help him before he falls down. Meaning, he should give him a loan. The Gemara says if you give a loan, it's a higher form of tzedakah. But a person has to give a loan the right way. When a person gives a loan, the halacha says, Shulchan Aruch says, you have to give an IOU, you have to sign a contract, you have to sign a sort of paper to show, to remember how much the loan was and when the loan took place. Because God forbid, the Gemara Masechet Bamidbar says, a person who gives a loan without a contract, it's as if he is doing this. He's doing the sin of lifnei iver lo titin michshol. He's putting a stumbling block before the blind. Afterwards, he's going to call his friend. He's going to say, "Where's my money?" He says, "Where's the money? I don't remember any money. Jonam, if I hold you money, I'll give you already." And what? He really thought he doesn't owe you. He thinks he doesn't owe you, but why? Because he didn't have a contract. So therefore, he comes to a point, God forbid, he can steal from you without even realizing. So for the higher form of tzedakah is to give a loan. Even higher form, the Gemara says, if you put a partnership with him, if you do a business with him, that way he doesn't have the shame of having to collect. Rather, he feels he has a job, he can work. This is a higher form of tzedakah. The Rambam writes in the 10th chapter in Chot Matnot Aniyim, he writes that a person has to know that a sign that you are from Abraham Avinu, a sign that you are tzaddik, is that you give tzedakah, that you give, that you're a giver. That's a sign that you're from Zera Abraham. And he also writes that a person should know nothing ever came bad from giving tzedakah. Nobody, the Rambam writes, nobody ever became poor from giving tzedakah. A lot of times people could think, I worked, let him work, go to work also, why do I need to give you tzedakah? A person doesn't realize maybe Hashem gave you in order to give to him. A lot of times a person thinks that I'm keeping my money and let him go work also, but you don't realize he's giving you a bigger zechut. You're giving him a little bit of this world, and he's giving you the world to come. There's a wonderful story I heard. There was a Jew who visited his friend in Muncie. He was from Eretz Yisrael, and he visited his friend in Muncie. And he was staying by him a few days. Afterwards, at the end of the last day, he told him, listen, I'm going back to Israel. I have to marry off my daughter. I need maybe a $40,000. You can lend me $40,000? So the guy's thinking. He has the money, he's just thinking, should I give it right now? Maybe I need this money, why should I give it away? In the end, he couldn't hold himself. He said, you know what, if I was him and I asked for this money, I would want him to give me. So he went downstairs and he went into his shkafe, his closets, and he knew inside one of his old coats, he has a manila envelope full of $40,000, cash. So he went to go check and he's not finding the coat. He can't find the coat. He asks his wife, where's the coat? I have money over there. Which coat? In the basement, in the closet. Oh, we went today with the cleaning lady. We cleaned out everything. We threw everything you don't wear. We threw in the garbage. He got all nervous. He started screaming. He ran outside. He went to the curb. He opened the garbage. He started ripping open the garbage bags, throwing out the bananas, throwing out all the garbage. Finding his coat, he found the manila envelope with the $40,000. He went to his friend. He says, you think I gave you $40,000? You gave me $40,000. If I didn't say yes to give you the loan, the money would be in the garbage. But because I wanted to give you, And in the end, Hashem gave me the merit of the tzedakah of $40,000. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen.